Welcome to SG Studios. Today we're going to talk about what we are, where we are, how we got here, how we built the place. And I'm here with Fahad, the mastermind behind the SG Studio, to just to discover a few things about what it is and where it is and how to get here. So, Fahad, it is incredible. We have been on a long journey together. I don't know if either of us at times saw this day actually coming to pass. It's quite incredible. It must be a pinch me moment every time you think of it, or how do you feel about it?
That's exactly how I feel. I still kind of every day I walk in this studio and just can't believe what we have done because
Mm,
I'm not an interior designer,
mm,
but the way we design these sets and especially the impression we're getting
mm.
from people walking over, the customers and who want to book the studio, the impression is overwhelming. And I still kind of pinch myself as well when I see that and actually see everything operational.
So you said, Fad, that it was a pinch me moment or whatever when we did finally come to this place, and it's easy during the journey to just forget that there is an end game that we actually are going to get to. We get bogged down in the elemental pieces and just don't see the big picture after a while, and then suddenly it's here, and it is a wow studio and a wow place. The cycloram that we're sitting in today is an amazing space. It's where the magic kind of happens when you turn the lights on, cameras are rolling.
Yeah.
There's a depth of possibility and potential that can happen. But people watching this won't really understand who you are, where you come from, or what your background is, or what SG Studios is all about. So could you explain that to us, please?
Yeah, so starting with SG Studios, this is a new video production and podcast space based in Ballycoolan, Dublin 15. And people can come here to record various kind of content like YouTube, TikTok, long form content, social media, short form content, podcast, video or audio. If you want to record, let's say, an audiobook, or let's say you just need the space for photography or brand shoot or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before that, we have another brand called Social Gravity that is a digital marketing
Mm-hmm.
agency. So we do the marketing stuff likes of Google Ads, search engine optimization, websites, social media management, and stuff like that. So this studio is kind of a sister brand to Social Gravity,
Okay.
where we have the marketing, production, and studio all in house, and we kind of the idea is to give everybody a one-stop shop solution
Yep.
to anything to do with their video or marketing.
Very good. It's a very broad church. There's a lot going on in social gravity. A lot of studios, a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different environments. Uh, But it's a big undertaking. Was there a eureka moment for you, some moment or a trigger point that made you go, okay, this is it? It's a huge undertaking. Did you at some point just say, no, I'm going to build this dream, this vision?
Yeah, so there is a story behind that. We have been trying to do some video production for our own brand, Social Gravity, and we had a small office. Another office that we had before where we were trying to do video production and tried to start a podcast as well, but the space was very tight, so we actually kind of needed the a podcast space for ourselves. And I had a look at some of the studios we have in Dublin
Mm.
and didn't really kind of like what I was seeing and the kind of space that I was looking for. So we had to actually end up building a studio, and that was the main triggering point. Like, we needed something for ourselves and we couldn't find it. And that's actually where I saw the gap in the market. Like, there wasn't many studios for the like of what I was looking for. So I thought, like, we have to build a studio for ourselves anyway. So why not make something where we have a variety of options that other businesses or content creators can use as well. So that's where we are, SG Studios.
Okay. It's a very ambitious project, and it's a credit to you. But where does social gravity end and SG Studios begin?
So social gravity is the marketing side of things. So anything from running your Google ads or coming up with a content strategy, and all the way to website design and optimizing your website for Google or ChatGPT and all the new AI tools we have. And SG Studios is where the production and video we have the video and production side of things. So this is basically for producing the videos rather than marketing. So the way these two businesses are aligned is basically you get a one-stop shop for all your marketing or production needs. So we kind of, when we build the do the videos for you in the studios, our specialists can take them and post them on Google Ads and social media, so you can start generating your leads as well, so you don't have to go to all sort of different vendors for all different things, and they don't kind of, you come across the problems that your marketing strategy is not aligned with your video strategy and all that. So this space kind of gives you the solution that you're looking for.
Excellent. It's it's a source of great pride to me, the work that we've done and the outcome and the achievement that we have here, the diversity and the complexity of the different sets and options for people. But people, if they haven't been here, taken a tour, for example, or seen us on the website or through watched the videos yet, they won't know. So, could you talk me through the different sets and what their purpose is, what their function is, what they'd be used for?
Yeah, so we have six options in the studios. First one is we're sitting here in, we call it the cloud. And this is for someone looking to create any kind of videos where they need like a blank space. So you can change the colors or whatever. We are using blue colors at the moment. You can use pink, green, orange, anything that you can think of. And it's set up as a podcast studio at the moment, but we just take the setup out and we have this seamless cyclorama studio that you can use for photography and all the other content needs as well. Then we have the other sets. So moving on to the conference room setup that we have,
Yeah.
that is more suited for panel discussions up to 4 person.
Yeah.
So again, it's optimized for creating your podcasts. But here, let's say you can only have a host and a guest. Over there, you can have up to 3 guests and a host as well. And then there is a black podcast studio, which is kind of the opposite to the cloud. So this is all like very white and bright, and over there you have like darker tones and
Yes. Yeah.
more like intense conversations, if you're gonna call it. Then we have 2 sets in between that as well, a bit
Yeah.
of colors and stuff.
Yeah.
So you know yourself, you build them. So we have our forest room, which with a green background and leather sofa. So that kind of gives you a jungly kind of vibe, and it's more for like casual social media content.
Sure.
Then we have the flex pod out there,
Yeah.
which is the reason we call it flex pod is you can mix and match any of our furniture options or lighting options and all the props we have, and you can kind of build any kind of set you like.
Sure. And the quality of the environment here is par excellence. There is no scrimping or cutting corners and we have 6 studios. And even within the 6 studios, we've got sort of permutations that we can use and combinations with, as you say, with lighting and props and so on and furniture, that there really is no end to the variety or the versatility of the space. We didn't cut any corners, did we?
No, I didn't want to do that. A lot of time, what happens with the studio is you have a one winning set, which everybody wants to book, and all the others are like kind of secondary sets. But I wanted each of the sets to have their own unique look, and they all had to look premium.
Yeah.
And that's actually why it kind of took us so long to build this studio. Like we started with like 2 months timeline in our minds, and ended up taking 3 to 4 months because
Sure.
everywhere we were trying to get the best possible look and feel, and making sure of all the acoustics and all the work that we'll
Yeah.
get to in a moment. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that the every set is giving you the premium look that you're looking for.
Sure. It's such a wonderfully creative space. Who is your ideal client? What's the pen picture look like of the person walking through the door? Is there one or many different kind of clients that you have?
There's two main type of clients
Mm.
that we are aiming to work with. One of them are the businesses, small to medium sized business, or who want to create content but they don't have the technical capabilities or time to do it, because creating videos is very time consuming and you need a knowledge of cameras and microphones and sounds and all that. So
Yep.
we kind of give them a simplified solution where they come in and they don't have to worry about anything. So they just tell us what kind of content they're looking for, whether it might be a podcast or a single person talking head style video, and
Mm-hmm.
we set up everything before they arrive. So they just come in, all their lighting and gear is already set up, and they just click a button, and there you go, you can start recording. The second audience that we are aiming for is the content, other content creators in Dublin. So a lot of content creators, they can really make good content, but they may not have a nice space where they can bring on their clients. So other podcasters or social media experts, and they can use this studio.
Mm-hmm.
And we are actually coming up with some membership plans for content creators. You you need a space regularly. We
Mm-hmm.
will have some membership options where you can uh, get like 10 hours, 20 hours, whatever, every month on a bulk discount pricing.
Excellent. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so two main audience basically.
Sure. And what about podcasters specifically? Is there more detail there?
Yeah, for podcasters, once they see the website and the sets that we have, I would say just go ahead and compare SG Studios with any of the other studios that you see out there in Dublin, and you will see the difference for yourself. But to and I don't mean to slag anybody else, right? I don't want to do that, but uh, the other studios that I was exploring for my own self as well. The main problem that I come across is someone have a studio, but it's like more like a multi-purpose studio, and they
Mm-hmm.
have maybe one set that
Yeah.
they can convert that into a podcast space, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe there is one set made for podcast,
Mm.
but here we have six of them.
Yep.
So it's the variety and the premium look that the
Yes.
podcasters can get. You want to have a podcast in nice airy whitish room, you can book this the cloud, or you can go to the black podcast studio or the conference room
Mm.
or the green room. All so it's a variety that you get basically.
Okay, so my takeaway is that we've got a lot of quality here. We've got a lot of versatility here. We suit most clients' needs, and we've got a very strong offering in the one-stop shop nature, which is the post-production or the editing or the actual publication of content or social media or business branding or whatever it is. So it's very broad. Um,
Yeah, and I do want to add up one thing there. A lot of people they get scared of when they want to do a podcast, but they're not sure how will I record the podcast. But then also, how would I go about the editing of the podcast, and where would I publish that, and how would I publish that? We at SG Studios, we give them again one stop shop solution where they can come in, record, and we'll look after their post production, their editing of the video, optimizing that for YouTube, creating a thumbnail, description,
yeah,
posting that to
yeah.
YouTube, Apple Podcast,
Mm-hmm.
Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So you can get your add on. So either you can book just a studio to record and
Yeah.
just take the raw files with you,
Mm.
or you can get us to handle the post production and publishing as
Mm.
well.
And we talked about the visual impact that the studios have, and that's of evidence. Anyone coming through the door, anyone who has come through the door, even casually, has said, "Wow," literally, "Wow," in every room they've gone into. But it's not just about the visuals or the environment, fantastic though it is. Um, the tech's very, very important too. So could you give us a little soundbite about what tech is here? What do we have?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's a few different. So I'll start with the cameras. So we have three Sony A7 III cameras, and this is to give you a multi-cam angle. We have few different lens options depending on what your need is. There is one camera at the moment which is center pointing to both of us,
Yeah,
and then I have one camera right there, and then you have one camera
my
right
camera.
there. There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives you a multi-angle and keep the conversation engaging. We
Sure.
have a few spare cameras as well if one of that goes wrong. Moving on to the lighting, so most of the lighting that we have is from Amaron.
Hmm.
There is the Amaron 150C, there is Amaron 360C, we have some small ones, Amaron 25C.
Yeah.
All of them, these are RGB lights,
Hmm.
and so you can get the look and feel of whatever you like,
Yeah.
and then combine with the soft boxes to give a nice kind of glow to your face, and it's not
Sure.
very sharp. Moving on to the sound side of things, so
Because the
Rode,
audio is something that
yeah,
people frequently underestimate, and it's a differentiating factor. It's what elevates your offering really from other studios.
yes. So we have Rode mics here.
Yeah.
Rode is a very renowned brand out there in the market. So we're using Rode. It has a filter over here, and just a heads up, we can change this to a different color as well. So we're using blue at the moment. Sorry, we're using black at the moment, but you change that to blue or orange. We have some variety over here, so you can make your podcast a bit more branded as well. So all the mics we're using these Rode mics, and we use these DJI mics as a backup mic. So let's
Yeah.
say something goes wrong with whatever cable,
Mm.
your podcast is not a waste.
Sure.
You still recorded your audio. So this goes into the Rodecaster, which is the audio mixing equipment,
Yeah.
and then all the camera feed that goes into the video switcher. So for video switcher, we have the ATEM Extreme ISO. That's a mouthful. So that gets all the video, and then we use a software that is switching automatically. So in our studio, we don't have a studio operator. Obviously, we have a studio operator, and one of the studio manager is joining next week. You'll get to meet the his name is Philip. You'll get to meet him as well.
Very good.
So, but point being, there won't be anybody live switching. So we use video follow audio. So like right now I'm speaking, so my that camera will get activated,
Oh, very
and
good.
when you start talking, that camera will activate it,
Yeah.
and in between them we'll have that the main camera activated,
Mm.
and that's all happening back end based on software. So
Very good.
there is as less of a human error as we possibly can,
Yeah.
and then obviously we get the final 4K files that a video editor can edit and add in the layovers and intro slide, outro slide,
Yeah.
captions, or whatever you want to do with
Whatever's
your
required.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for equipment. There's all sort of small stuff that we have, like we have a light that you can put in the filters and get a feel of whatever colors, or there's some patterns that you can draw on the wall. That's a nice add-on if
Very
somebody
good.
wanted
If
to
they
use
need
it.
it. Yeah.
That's pretty much it for the equipment side of things.
Sure. So there's a lot of tech, a lot of quality tech, and that is again a differentiating factor. Um, so all of that tech and all of that studio space and design, what does a session look like? Well, from start to finish, how does that go?
So a session, from our client's point of view, uh, they go to our website, have a look at some of our sets, and you just click on book a session and add in your brand details and what kind of video that you're looking for. And then we have an online booking. So you just click on that, book in your date and time, and show up. When you show up, you just come here, do a bit of prep, get your coffee. We have our coffee and snacking area, so obviously you can get hydrated throughout the session, because podcasts are intense for a lot of
Sure.
people, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, from customers' point of view, they just come in, they get familiar with the space, and they just come in, and when they feel ready, we just hit the record button. Yeah, before that, we obviously have to make sure of all the mics and cameras and do the testing, but that's all done behind the scenes,
Mm.
because we want to give the best possible experience to the customer, so they
Sure.
don't get involved in any of the technical stuff.
Mm.
The only thing you have to do is dress up nicely, come into the podcast, and start recording, and focus on your messaging, because
Mm.
the message that you portray is the most important thing in a podcast.
Mm.
So yeah, we try to take the hassle out of the way.
Well, that is self-evident almost that the most important thing to a podcaster or a content preparer or maker is the message that they have. They're driven by it. That's why they want to be present in
Exactly.
content and social media. Um, but we've covered it, I think, fairly comprehensively in terms of what we have and how we go about it and what a customer should expect. So, why Dublin? Why did Dublin need this?
Um, Dublin, basically, as I said before, I was trying to find a studio for myself
Mm.
to record content for Social Gravity,
Yeah.
and there was, yeah, maybe it's just my taste, but so I saw the gap in the market, and there wasn't that many studios offering the different variety in the podcast that I was looking for. So in Ireland, I'd say Dublin could be the best place to build a studio, because there is thousands and thousands of people. It's yeah, and I live here, and I know a lot of people around here from my other company, Social Gravity. So I have a lot of clientele who were also looking to do some video production, but I had the equipment, but I didn't have a proper space. So every time I go to the client side, but you barely have any control over the lights and to get the professional video grade quality that you're looking for. So ended up here.
So you felt the need in the market. You felt your colleagues and your friends and people you knew in the business had seen a need or had a need. You found researched the market and found there was a gap in the market, and you plugged that gap basically.
Precisely.
And hopefully that's more power to your elbow and greater success going forward. But um,
Right, Fergal, I want to ask you some questions as well. So, obviously, a lot of people might not get the amount of work that we put into
mm,
all of that for the last 4 months. We did launch in January, but the work is still ongoing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, well,
Yeah. Let's. How did we find each other?
Fad, as you recall, um, I spotted your profile in LinkedIn. I saw what you were about. I've been building up an interest in social media generally, and was curious about studio and studio builds and the technical side of all of that. Um, Soundproofing and acoustics and room treatment that you need for a proper functioning studio. And I just reached out to you, and to be fair to you, you responded very, very quickly. You replied very fast.
Yeah, so yeah, I had a vision in my mind what I want to accomplish, and kind of have a rough idea. When I rented this space back in October, obviously before I found you, I started building all the interior design and stuff like that. So I had a vision of exactly what I want for each of the sets, but I didn't really had anyone who could execute all the technical side of things, because there is 50 different things that go into building a studio,
Mm,
from your wiring to your sound absorption to your cameras and the lights and the equipment and the and all the interior side of things, like your paneling and your rugs and your
mm,
tables and all that stuff. So uh, when I spoke to you, you kind of understood my vision, and I got a gut feeling, yeah, you would be the right person to do the entire job. What was your first impression when I laid out the entire project here?
I was completely blown away, Fad. It's a very ambitious project. It's not just a basic studio we're talking about here, it's six. It's almost like building a three-bedroom semi or something, but then with a technical and a creative and artistic objective. So it was very encouraging, uplifting, a great project to be involved with. We found ourselves in places we never thought we would. We designed a rigging system between us, and we ordered it off of Key Clamp, the company, and built it here ourselves. And even today, I found myself up a cherry picker 60 feet up on a roof trying to connect the internet. So um, it's been a very interesting and exciting journey. So I can't thank you enough, really, in many ways, because I've enjoyed every step of it along the
Yeah,
way.
talking about the build itself, 'cause, back in November, we planned for like 2 months into the build, and ended up nearly 4 months. Yeah, tell me about it. Why?
Um, I think
What was
we,
the main headaches that we came across?
oh, there were all kinds of strange and weird and wonderful things. We had to do a lot of ancillary work that we didn't really envisage. So from simple things like the intercom phone for the door entrance needed to be rewired, so that has to go through the roof. And at one point, somewhere along the way, um, we lost one of your spotlights and had to find that. That's a whole other story. We found it up in the roof tiles, and we
We,
don't even
we
want to go
still
there.
don't
We
know
don't
who
know
put it there,
who
who
put it
hide it
there.
there.
Yeah, somebody playful and pranked us, I think.
My God.
Um, so yeah, so each of the environments needed a little bit more learning. It's six environments, and there was a lot of creativity around them. The packs of the jungle wall covering, that weedy, mossy texture. That was a bit different to put on a wall. The walls themselves are all a little bit different. Some are solid concrete, and some of them are partition stud walls. And then I haven't really worked in cavities. Not that that's complex, but it's just another layer.
Mm.
So there's lots of different elements to it. But as I say, completely rewarding to finally come to this
Yeah,
point.
finally,
Yeah,
when we see
absolutely.
everything live, yeah, that's
Yeah.
when you kind of get the feel of everything. And I think the main factor where I kind of struggled with the time was two main things. One was the procurement, like ordering the stuff online, and wait for some of the things, waiting months to get something shipped over. Some of the equipment we needed was a bit more specialized. You couldn't find it in Ireland, so ordered from a German supplier or someone in Netherlands. So that kind of issues, and actually, oh, surprisingly, the Wi-Fi thing that you brought up, I thought that I'll just call Vodafone or whoever and ask them to bring in fiber,
Yeah.
and I thought it's going to be the easiest, but it's literally today. We're 5 months into it, and we finally got our Wi-Fi up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was something strange. We couldn't get fiber in the building because they had to dig a hole in the parking, and that wasn't allowed by the management of their premises. And then we got to the Starlink, and we tried to mount it outside. We couldn't do that either, and then we had to get up on the roof and of figuring out all that and which Wi-Fi we're gonna. Yeah, but finally we have it.
Mm. That's very symptomatic of how we got where we got to. You'd look at something very simple and make the assumption that it's a phone call away. Vodafone or whoever provides your fibre broadband, it's ubiquitous, it's everywhere, and it should just be a simple thing, but no. So every little piece nearly grew legs. The simple things were painting walls or what have you, but no, the other stuff, as you say, getting material or equipment in from abroad or whatever the ordering
Yeah.
process would be.
Another example would be building this rig that we have. So we have the drop ceilings, and how and where is that rig gonna go? How much distance we need from the wall and all that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if these are the kind of things that I never anticipated when building the studio, and there was a lot of cost factors that came in when we were building the studio. So my original estimates when I was building the studio, they were far off.
It's easy for that to happen because you talk about the little curveballs. When we went to put up rigging, it was where do we get it from? What should we use to make it, and so on. But I think the Key Clamp company did a phenomenal job with the product offering specifically that they have.
Yeah.
So suited our needs. But in our planning phase, yeah, you and me were in this room with ladders up and ceiling tiles all over the place and looking for girders to bolt the frame into place. But it's extremely well done in the end, I think,
Finally,
and
yeah.
it's absolutely what you need and wanted.
Oh,
It,
I'm delighted. I'm
it's,
delighted.
it's a project within a project within a project. There was just so much, but
True.
with the right project plan and planning and getting there, we and being methodical and making sure that we didn't compromise on
Yeah, we
quality.
got there in the
We
end.
got there in the end, yeah. So
There was days I was like so stressed about all that because there's so many moving parts to the project, and yeah, I had your support beside me, so didn't want to give up, of course. What was your proudest moment when you're building the studio?
um, do you know, it's a funny thing. There's lots of bits in it. I'm gonna come at you from two different angles. Um, this is gonna sound funny, but nearly the proudest moment was putting in the final black floor tile in the cyclorama because it was more or less the last specific, project piece that we had. Almost the last specific project piece that we had. So, but I do take great pride in and I know I've referred to it loads. In this cyclorama, the rigging was something that I had a start to finish kind of a design part too. But the second part of what I wanted to say to you was that um, our work was very collaborative, and the give and take that we had, and
Mm,
the coming up with an idea, and then seeing how we could execute it. Maybe pointing out the pitfalls without being negative, because we're not. Neither of us are negative people. We're looking for solutions, and with that mindset, the close working together was very productive. And it to be fair, you could be at this for longer and not get as good a result if we weren't as collaborative as we were.
oh,
Uh,
absolutely. Well, it has to be like you can't figure out anything by yourself, and I can't figure out by myself. But we worked together and
yeah,
finally got there in the end.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm happy.
Your vision and our collective work was what got us here. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Great, Fergal. We'll be wrapping up shortly. I just have one last question for you.
sure.
For anybody looking this podcast, what would you say? Now, obviously, I can praise about my studio all day long, but if I ask you, what is the one thing that makes this studio stand out from any other studio in the market?
I genuinely, the one word I keep coming back to in here is the wow factor. And I love the idea that somebody can walk in the door with an idea and a concept and no background even in social media necessarily, or in podcasting or in making content. Sit down and be treated royally, really. Sit down, be instructed by yourself that these are the cameras, you will be recorded, your microphone should be here now. Just go ahead, go for it. You've an hour or whatever time you've agreed. And that for me, the wow factor and the ease of use for somebody coming into you, and how well they're treated and how well the production quality will deliver the needful messages that they need to get across. Um, I just think it's so comprehensive and complete. Uh, it's unbeatable, really. It's just unbeatable. So that's that's
Super.
that's that's my impression of here, and I just don't see how it can do anything but flourish. So all credit to you. It's magnificent.
Equal credit to you, Fergal, as well. Obviously, we built that all together. Yes, there was other people who did support us as well. Like the cyclorama was built by Aiden. We
Sure.
have his video on social media as well.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yeah.
everything else was mainly between myself and Fergal.
Mm.
Yeah, that's perfect. Fergal, can't praise you enough. You have done a brilliant job as well. And the finishing that you have given to each and every piece of the studio, yeah, we'll finally get to see the end outcome. And I'm very happy. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a literal blast. You start off in any relationship where you're just introduced, and I had a good feeling from the start. I think we both did kind of okay. There's something that we can achieve together here.
Mm.
But toward the end, it wasn't like coming to work anymore. It was just doing something that you're motivated to
Passionate
do.
about, yeah,
Exactly, you build the passion and you look for the outcomes and the results, and you just revel in them. Like even today, as trivial as it is, getting you online and Starlink on the roof, but doing a good job with that, and yeah, I guess getting the cherry picker back on time and so on. All the little things
yeah,
all add up, and they
fair enough.
constantly give back. So yeah,
Fair enough.
very much.
Perfect. Fergal, thanks very much. And for the listeners, yeah, I'm a bit emotional at the moment because we're talking about all the journey for the last 6 months, and there has been open ups and downs, and this has been one of the biggest achievement for myself. Um, this podcast was really about telling all of you about the journey. We have been crazy busy for the last 6 months and not really posting on all the updates on social media as we like to, but now things are a bit more operational, so we would be kind of more active. And if you are interested and if you like what you're seeing there, visit our website, sgstudios.ie. Have a look at a few different design options that we have. Uh, and yeah, if you're interested, hop in for a quick studio tour. And or if you like and you want to book it, you can just book it directly through the website. And until next time, see you. Bye bye.